Make everyone like you. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This famous quote by Maya Angelou underscores the power of likability in building meaningful relationships. Our lives depend on these connections. Imagine life without friends or family. It would be incredibly challenging. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our happiness and success often hinge on the quality of our interactions with others. So, what makes you like another person? And how can you become more likable? These principles will introduce you to 11 rules of likability that can help you cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships. The first rule is authenticity. People can sense when you're being genuine or putting on a facade. Authenticity builds trust and fosters genuine connections. When you are true to yourself, others are more likely to feel comfortable around you and reciprocate with honesty. This foundation of trust is crucial for any meaningful relationship. Next is self-image. How you see yourself influences how others perceive you. Confidence and a positive self-image can make you more attractive to others. It's not about arrogance, but about believing in your worth and projecting that belief. When you carry yourself with confidence, people are naturally drawn to you. Perception and energy also play significant roles. Your attitude and outlook on life affect how others see you. A positive, energetic demeanor can make you more approachable and enjoyable to be around. Conversely, negative energy can repel others. By maintaining a positive attitude, you create a welcoming atmosphere that attracts people. Curiosity and listening are essential for building rapport. Showing genuine interest in others by asking thoughtful questions and actively listening to their responses can make a huge difference. People appreciate being heard and understood. This creates a bond of mutual respect and interest, making interactions more engaging and meaningful. Similarity and mood memory also influence likability. People tend to like others who are similar to them in some way, whether it's shared interests, values, or experiences. Additionally, how you make someone feel during an interaction, known as mood memory, plays a big part in how they perceive you. Positive experiences will make people look forward to future interactions. Lastly, familiarity, giving, and patience round out the 11 rules. Familiarity breeds comfort. The more people see you, the more they'll like you. Giving, whether it's time, attention, or help, fosters goodwill and strengthens bonds. Patience is key in all relationships. It takes time to build trust and connection. By understanding and applying these principles, you can enhance your interpersonal skills and create lasting connections. Abandon the win people over attitude in favor of genuine engagement, ask good questions, and strive to be yourself even around those you may not initially click with. To be likable, you have to focus on connecting with people honestly. Most of our lives depend on our relationships, whether personal or professional. These connections support and shape us, making the ability to build and maintain relationships crucial. In the modern business world, this is often referred to as networking. But what does networking truly entail? Networking is simply about building new relationships, focusing on liking someone and getting them to like you. To achieve this, recognize what's likable about the other person and yourself. Ask questions about their life, opinions, beliefs, job, or hobbies, and listen actively. By engaging in genuine conversations, you can discover common grounds and establish a connection based on mutual interests and respect. Although likability is subjective, the fundamental principles are universal. These can be distilled into 11 laws of likability: authenticity, self-image, perception, energy, curiosity, listening, similarity, mood memory, familiarity, giving, and patience. Each of these plays a critical role in how we connect with others and build lasting relationships. It's important to approach networking with the mindset of connecting rather than achieving a specific result. Many people view networking as a means to an end, which can make the process feel forced and transactional. Instead, focus on the desire to genuinely connect with others. This shift in perspective makes networking more enjoyable and effective. Networking should not feel like a chore. If it does, it's difficult to find the motivation to engage meaningfully. Contrary to the belief that you should have a specific objective in mind when starting a relationship, avoid thinking about takeaways. Instead, prioritize authentic connections. This approach benefits both you and the people you interact with, fostering deeper, more meaningful relationships. Ultimately, making yourself likable comes down to being honest and authentic. By focusing on genuine connections rather than transactions, you create a network built on trust and mutual respect. To be likable, be your authentic self and look at others with unbiased eyes. Everyone has different attitudes, beliefs, goals, and values, but authenticity is universally understood. It simply means being true to yourself. How can you know if you're being authentic? A good indicator is how natural or awkward you feel in a situation. Authenticity feels effortless and comfortable, often going unnoticed because it aligns seamlessly with who you are. In contrast, inauthenticity feels forced, uncomfortable, and exhausting, often leaving you painfully aware that you're not being yourself. This discomfort arises because inauthenticity involves wearing a mask and acting in ways that are not true to your nature, especially under pressure around people you don't particularly like. Consider scenarios where you think, "I don't like this person, but I'm trying to be nice," or "this situation makes me uncomfortable, but I don't know what to do about it." In such cases, people tend to overcompensate by being overly polite, which can come across as insincere. To cultivate genuine interactions, it's crucial to remain authentic, regardless of your personal feelings towards the person you're engaging with. Instead of forcing a fake smile, try approaching people with an open mind. Look for something positive or admirable in them. Perhaps they possess skills you lack or have qualities you can respect. This shift in perspective can help you connect more genuinely and alleviate the pressure to act inauthentically. Looking at others with unbiased eyes helps you appreciate them for who they are, leading to more meaningful and productive interactions. This thought exercise can transform your approach, making it easier to deal with people authentically. By finding the good in a situation or a person, you pave the way for genuine connections. Authenticity not only enhances your likability but also fosters trust and respect in your relationships. When people sense that you are genuine, they are more likely to respond positively and engage with you in a meaningful way. Remember, being yourself and seeing others without prejudice leads to richer, more rewarding interactions. Skip events where you can't be authentic. Have you ever felt obligated to attend an event you didn't want to go to? We've all been there, often going because we think we should. But unless you truly want or absolutely must attend an event, it's better to skip it. Your authentic self can only shine through when you make choices that align with your genuine desires, not societal obligations. By attending events that genuinely interest you, you stay true to your authentic self. There are generally two types of events: those you get to attend, which make you feel happy and excited, and those you feel obligated to attend due to external pressures like work or family. The key is to make wise choices between the two and remember that you always have a choice. If there are events you have to attend but can opt out of, don't hesitate to do so. Similarly, if there's a meeting that's not crucial for you, consider skipping it. Small adjustments in your attitude can make a significant difference. Success often comes from maintaining a positive outlook. If you can't avoid certain events, try reframing them into something you look forward to by finding exciting aspects within them. For example, if you're not keen on attending a birthday party for someone you barely know but feel obligated, bring a friend along. This way, you'll feel more comfortable and authentic, allowing you to mingle and meet new people in a relaxed manner. Remember, there's no right way to be at a social gathering. The best thing you can be is yourself. Embracing your authentic self at events will lead to more meaningful interactions and a more enjoyable experience. So, make choices that allow your true self to emerge, and don't be afraid to skip events that don't align with your genuine interests. Be consistent and confident in your communication. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling that the person you were talking to was totally fake? This often happens when their body language doesn't match their words, an error you should be certain to avoid. To communicate effectively, it's essential to maintain consistency through the three key components of communication, known as the 3 V's: verbal, the words you say; vocal, the tone of your voice; and visual, your body language. Keeping these 3 V's in sync ensures that you send the same message verbally, vocally, and visually. In his book Silent Messages, psychologist Albert Mehrabian explains that someone's total liking is determined by 7% verbal, 38% vocal, and 55% visual cues. This means that your words have little impact on your likability if they don't align with your body language and tone of voice. However, communication isn't just about consistency, it also requires confidence. If you don't believe in what you're saying, others won't either. Your self-perception directly influences your body language and overall communication. To exude the confidence needed for effective communication, start by framing your thoughts positively. Instead of saying, "I'm too slow and will never get this done," say, "I'm taking my time to ensure everything is done correctly." Additionally, focus on what you can do rather than what you can't. Replace thoughts like, "I have no idea how to do this," with, "I'm excited to work on something new." This shift in mindset will help you project confidence and competence. By aligning your verbal, vocal, and visual cues and maintaining a positive attitude, you'll be able to communicate more effectively and authentically. In the words of renowned author Dale Carnegie, the royal road to a man's heart is to talk to him about the things he treasures most. Embrace these principles to enhance your likability and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Be genuinely curious and ask questions to sustain a good conversation. Striking up a conversation with a total stranger can be daunting. Often, we worry about saying something foolish or feel we have nothing in common. However, if you're unsure what to say, showing genuine curiosity about the other person's life can be an excellent starting point. Asking about their job, hobbies, opinions, and general life experiences can open up a wealth of topics. Simple questions, such as inquiring about their favorite TV show or sport, can often get the conversation rolling. The success of your conversation depends greatly on the types of questions you ask. There are two basic types to consider: open-ended questions and probing questions. Open-ended questions typically begin with what, how, why, or how come. These are ideal for starting or restarting a stalled conversation. For instance, at a concert, asking, "How did you hear about this concert?" encourages a fuller response compared to a simple yes or no question like, "Did you hear about this concert on the band's website?" Probing questions are excellent for sustaining an engaged conversation. These can be broken down into three categories. First are clarifying questions, which start with "Do you mean?" Second are rational questions, such as "I'm curious why you think that?" Finally, there are expansion probes that begin with "Please elaborate." Each type is effective at keeping the dialogue moving and showing the other person that you are genuinely interested in what they have to say. This approach to conversation not only makes interactions more enjoyable but also builds deeper connections. By showing genuine curiosity and asking thoughtful questions, you make the other person feel valued and heard, which naturally enhances your likability. As Dale Carnegie famously said, "To be interesting, be interested." This principle is key to fostering meaningful and engaging conversations. Good communication is about good listening. Did you know that cultivating good listening skills significantly boosts your natural likability? It's true, and mastering these skills can transform your interactions. There are three levels of listening: inward listening, outward listening, and listening intuitively. Each serves a unique function in conversation and is crucial for fostering connections, making people feel genuinely heard and understood. Inward listening is the most basic level, where you hear what the other person says from your perspective and relate it to your own experiences. For instance, if a friend says, "I love Vietnamese food," you might respond with, "Oh, me too," or "I prefer Thai." This form of listening helps identify commonalities and shared opinions, which is a fundamental aspect of likability. Outward listening shifts the focus to the speaker, relating what you hear to what you know about them. When the same friend tells you she likes Vietnamese food, you might respond with, "Why do you like it?" Or "Have you been to a good Vietnamese place recently?" By asking questions like these, you can uncover more about the other person's interests and perspectives, demonstrating genuine interest. Listening intuitively goes beyond words, focusing on the tone of voice, body language, and even the person's energy. It involves perceiving the underlying emotions and intentions behind the words. For example, if your friend talks about Vietnamese food with visible excitement, you might say, "You seem so excited when you talk about it. Are you considering a trip to Vietnam someday?" This level of listening shows deep empathy and understanding, fostering stronger connections. As Dale Carnegie famously said, "To be interesting, be interested." This principle is key to building meaningful and engaging conversations. By honing your listening skills, you can make others feel valued and appreciated, which naturally enhances your likability. Similarities and trust substantially boost likability. People are naturally comforted by what they know, so finding similarities between yourself and others can significantly enhance their likability. Common interests, backgrounds, or shared experiences can form a strong basis for connection. For instance, discovering that you and another person attended the same college or enjoy the same hobbies can create an immediate bond. One effective strategy is to write a list of every organization you've ever been associated with, such as colleges, clubs, sports teams, volunteer activities, and more. This list can serve as a conversation starter, helping you uncover commonalities with the people you meet. By having a few topics in mind before starting a conversation, you can quickly find common ground and foster a sense of connection. Moreover, people tend to trust sources they know. This trust often extends to recommendations and connections. For example, someone is more likely to listen to a friend's recommendation when hiring a new employee or consider an interview with a candidate a colleague has vouched for. Similarly, friends might set you up on a blind date or recommend a movie or restaurant, and you'll likely give it a try because you trust their judgment. This principle is particularly useful for job seekers. Exploring connections to a prospective employer, perhaps via LinkedIn, can provide a valuable context for conversations. If you have common connections, you can use them to build rapport. Research the company's activities and highlight similarities with your experiences, showing how you fit in naturally. Ultimately, people like people who are like them. Seeking out common interests or shared hobbies is a great way to connect with others. As Dale Carnegie put it, to be interesting, be interested. By finding and emphasizing similarities, you can significantly boost your likability and forge meaningful connections. Finally, engaging in genuine, meaningful connections is not just about personal gratification, it's a fundamental aspect of building a successful network. In today's interconnected world, the ability to forge strong relationships can open doors to opportunities, collaborations, and personal growth. However, this process isn't solely about self-promotion or transactional interactions. It's about understanding that relationships are built on a foundation of trust, mutual respect, and shared interests. To cultivate these connections effectively, it's essential to seek out common ground and shared experiences. People naturally gravitate towards others who they perceive as similar to themselves. By identifying and highlighting these similarities, whether they be in interests, backgrounds, or values, you create a sense of familiarity and comfort that fosters deeper connections. This can be as simple as finding common friends or interests, or as strategic as leveraging mutual connections in professional settings. Active listening is another crucial component of building meaningful relationships. It's not enough to merely hear what someone is saying, you must listen with genuine interest and empathy. By focusing on understanding the other person's perspective and experiences, you demonstrate respect and create a space for authentic dialogue. This active engagement not only strengthens the bond between individuals but also allows for the exchange of valuable insights and ideas. Establishing trust is paramount in any relationship. People are more likely to engage with those they trust and feel comfortable around. This trust is built over time through consistent actions, reliability, and integrity. By being transparent, honest, and dependable in your interactions, you lay the groundwork for enduring connections that can withstand challenges and setbacks. In today's fast-paced world, maintaining connections requires ongoing effort and engagement. It's not enough to meet someone once and expect the relationship to flourish on its own. Regular communication, follow-ups, and check-ins are essential for nurturing and sustaining meaningful connections. By making a conscious effort to stay connected and engaged, you demonstrate your commitment to fostering genuine relationships. In conclusion, the true value of networking lies in the quality of the connections you cultivate, not the quantity. As Maya Angelou famously said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." By prioritizing authenticity, empathy, and trust in your interactions, you can create lasting impressions and meaningful relationships that enrich both your personal and professional life. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery, and remember, every connection is an opportunity waiting to be explored. Thank you for reading. If you found these insights helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to all new subscribers. Your support enables us to continue bringing you valuable content on effective communication and building meaningful relationships.